How we doing? How we doing? This is Destination Denver, Colorado, and today, 4 towns, all on the west side of Denver, all within 15 minutes of each other. And odds are, if you're Googling moving to the Denver metro and living on the west side of town, you're going to check out Arvada, Wheat Ridge, Lakewood, and Littleton. Today, we're talking about each one, the lifestyle, the schools, the best neighborhoods, what it actually costs to live there, and we're ranking them for winners starting right now. All right, this is Destination Denver, Colorado. I'm your host, Jimmy Everett. Listen, there's two things we do here. One, we talk all things eating, living, breathing, experiencing the Denver Metro and Colorado Front Range. And as a licensed mortgage broker covering the entire state of Colorado, I'm helping people like you move here each and every day. So the number and email on your screen, just know that I'm always here as a resource if and when you need me. Now, let's get into it and talk about 4 of my absolute favorite areas in all of the Denver Metro, including admittedly a suburb that I myself live in. And we begin with this general overview. So all 4 of these suburbs that we mentioned they're all west of Denver, stretching obviously north of the city down through south. All of them located within Jefferson County, or as locals call it, Jeffco. The only exception to this is parts of Littleton falling into Douglas and Arapahoe County, which we'll briefly talk about. Now, the shared DNA of these communities being on the west side of Denver is that all of them have pretty quick access to the city, and all of them have fantastic access to the mountains. And each one of them has this suburban feel that doesn't necessarily have that cookie cutter image that a lot of suburbs tend to have. But the mistake that people make is that they often interchange these suburbs. They don't really get a good understanding of what makes each one of them unique. So yes, we're going to talk about some of the similarities, but we're also going to talk about what makes each one special and a reason that you might want to consider choosing it over the others. So we're going to move simply north to south, and knowing that, again, each one of these communities, depending on where you are coming from, are within 15 minutes to maybe 30 to 35 minutes on the long end from downtown Denver, equal drive to the mountains. So we begin with Arvada, Colorado, located northwest of Denver, a population of about 124,000 people as of the last census. And Arvada is the town on this list that has really figured out how to blend small town charm with the suburban convenience. And the centerpiece of everything for Arvada is Old Town Arvada. Located pretty close to I-70 and Wadsworth, Old Town Arvada is just this incredible place where it's family friendly, ton of walkability. It's genuinely one of those areas that once you get there, you get why Arvada is so popular. Blocked off streets, shops, cafes, people all over the place, and really open to all walks of life. It also has the benefit of the G-Line light rail that runs right through Old Town Arvada. It goes directly into Union Station to downtown. So off peak, you can jump on that train, be downtown in 18 to 25 minutes pretty easy. That is a massive advantage for people that look at Arvada, and Old Town is without a doubt one of my absolute favorite downtown areas of the Denver suburbs. The city itself has 90 parks. It's got 125 miles of hiking, biking, horseback riding. Clear Creek Trail connects all the way to Golden and down all the way to Denver. Just a lot of outdoor activities as far as Arvada goes. Now, I will say, and I've mentioned this on other videos about Arvada, you have the area of Arvada near Old Town in which whether you're walking to it or you're a 5, 10, maybe 15 minute drive. Arvada does stretch farther and farther west. And we jokingly call it Farvada, at least locals do. Your drive time does increase because you're on a lot of service roads where it's 40 to 45 miles an hour in traffic lights. But you have these great neighborhoods tucked up in there. Arvada also has this nice blend where you've got, older homes built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and then a lot of new construction, especially as you go west. So top neighborhoods in Arvada, I would include obviously around Old Town Arvada. That's the heart and soul. It's walkable, it's vibrant, it's historic. It's gonna have a mix of condos starting in the 300s. It's gonna have single family homes in the high 500s to 800s, I should say. And certainly you can find price points well above the 800,000s. And that's gonna have your best restaurants, your brewery scene and whatnot. Moving west, you've got areas like Ralston Valley. It's family friendly, a lot of single family homes, got great access to the Ralston Creek Trail system, and it's really close to the Apex Center Recreation Complex that's very popular for homeowners. Now, one of the more popular neighborhoods growing rapidly is the Candelas area This is west, this is basically bordering Arvada and Golden. This is a master plan community in Northwest Arvada. It's newer construction, it's mountain views, it's sustainability focused design. Your home there, your home prices, I should say, range from, let's say, the mid to high 500s to well over $1 million. This is also an area that has HOAs, it has metro district fees, so you certainly need to understand your cost as you're looking in that area. Couple other neighborhoods I would mention: Layton Rock, also newer, rolling hills, big sky views. It's quieter, it's a bit more rural, but it's gonna have a similar price range as Candelas. And it's absolutely great if you want space and you don't need to be close to Old Town. And then finally, I would also mention Lake Arbor. So this is an established neighborhood. It's got its own private lake, pool, recreation facilities. It's more affordable entry point as you're looking at homes that are, again, going to be in that $500,000 to $600,000 range, again on the low end. Schools in Arvada are going to include Jefferson County R1. That's the largest school district in Colorado. Again, all of these areas are going to be covered by Jeffco to some extent. They get an A- rating on most websites. And the district itself ranks 22nd in the state as of the making of this video. There's some great standout schools in Arvada. Ralston Valley High School typically earns high ratings, as does D'Evelyn Junior and Senior High School. So certainly a lot of good schools within Arvada, and overall that Jeffco district ranking near the top of the state, 22nd overall. Amenities when it comes to Arvada, I mentioned Old Town in the beginning. You have New Image Brewing, you have Denver Brew Company. A Schoolhouse Kitchen is an outstanding place. And I'll tell you, my family and I are constantly in Old Town. We like going to Homegrown, Tap and Dough, fantastic pizza, at least by Denver standards. We really enjoy it. You also have the Arvada Center for Arts and Humanities. There's a few theaters, there's gallery space, really cool. And also getting farther west, check out places like Stanley Lake. You have the Ralston Creek Trail. You've got the Majestic View Nature Center. So a lot of activities there in Arvada. Moving south, we go to Wheat Ridge, and Wheat Ridge is by far the smallest of these suburbs. We talk about the population of Arvada at 124,000. The other two that we're going to mention very similar. Wheat Ridge has a population of 33,000. It is tiny in comparison to the others. Now, when we say it's tiny, I also believe that Wheat Ridge probably has overall one of the best locations in all of Colorado. It's one of the reasons that my family envies Wheat Ridge. We envy Arvada and Littleton for its downtown areas that we'll get into. We envy Wheat Ridge for its proximity to some of the coolest neighborhoods in all of Denver. So you are minutes away from Edgewater, Sloan's Lake, and the Highlands. These are three of the most walkable, entertaining, just festive areas that you're going to see in the Denver metro area, filled with mountain views, outdoor activities. You can walk around Sloan's Lake, all sorts of stuff going on there. You also have direct access to I-70 for mountain trips. So Wheat Ridge may not be flashy, it may not have the big downtown or that center area that everybody goes to, but when you talk about access points, I mean, you are right there. Mountains on one side, great neighborhoods on the other if you don't want to go all the way downtown. But here's the part that probably doesn't get talked enough about when it comes to Wheat Ridge, is that it still has that old Colorado feel. You've got community gardens, you've got backyards with chickens in it, you've got urban agriculture. I mean, it's earned the nickname Carnation City. That feel still follows. It's got flower farms, it's got defined areas for it. I mean, and there's this like self-sufficiency to Wheat Ridge. It also has a bit of a time capsule where you'll go to areas of Wheat Ridge. Again, it's a small town. You'll go to areas that are new construction, shiny, and then you go to areas that, many of them built right after World War II, where there hasn't been a lot of change. A lot of the area can be, run down, beat up, and that can have some character to it. It can also have some flaws to it, depending on your perspective. Clear Creek runs through town. It's got feeding trails, lakes, green space. The 38th Avenue corridor filled with businesses, different places to go check out there. So probably as far as when you talk about, I wouldn't call it the economic structure of Wheat Ridge, but if you talk about a hub or an area where most of your businesses are located, it's right around that 38th corridor. Now, neighborhoods for Wheat Ridge are going to be a little different, again, because of how tight Wheat Ridge as a space is, but the 38th Avenue corridor has this emerging commercial and social spine of the city. You've got new restaurants, tap rooms, mixed-use development. I mean, the energy is there, and a lot of new construction homes along that area, all the way up from Sheridan, heading all the way up into Kipling. Couple other cool areas to explore would be Fruitdale or Bards area. That's an established residential street with like 1950s to 1970s ranch homes. It's affordable entry point. It's relative to the rest of the list. It's quiet. It's tree lined. It's really close to Clear Creek. And then you've got East Wheat Ridge, which is near that Edgewater border. So this is the location play. You're walking distance to Sloan's Lake. You're really close to Edgewater's restaurants. You're a quick shot from the Highlands. So if proximity to Denver and those neighborhoods is important, being on the east side of Wheat Ridge is going to put you right in the sweet spot. Schools, again, there's overflow. We know that Jeffco, ranked the same, is going to cover all of Wheat Ridge schools outside of its private. So same district as Arvada and as Lakewood. Littleton is the outlier here. So I'm going to be straight with you here. Wheat Ridge schools are not as strong as the rest of the list, at least as far as ratings. This is something you're going to want to check out for yourself. I have to make that disclaimer. But Movado reports an average grade schools rating of 4 out of 10 for Wheat Ridge public schools. That's something you need to factor in primarily. Now, feedback I've gotten, I've never had somebody move to Wheat Ridge and come back and say, oh, never mind, bad schools. But that rating was there, did seem to be consistent. Definitely something you should check out. Amenities, again, some reiteration here, but you've got Clear Creek Trail System, Anderson Park and Prospect Park are just phenomenal areas to go. You've got multiple community gardens throughout the city. And again, that proximity to Sloan's Lake, technically, you know, that Denver Edgewater area. I mean, there are just a lot of things to do very quickly. And again, that 38th Avenue corridor is going to be important. Just a lot of restaurants and places to hang out there. Now, heading further south, we get to the suburb of Lakewood. This is admittedly where I live currently. Lakewood's pretty massive, so we'll talk about that. It's also where I grew up, left for 12 years and came back. So when we talk about, you know, being a homebody, Lakewood has been home for the majority of my life. Is it number one on my list though? I'm gonna say no, but you're gonna have to stick around to find out. So Lakewood, much like Arvada and Littleton, large, Lakewood has a population of 156,000 people. It is the largest on the list. And it is also the most geographically spread out. We got Denver to our east. We have Golden and Morrison, the Colorado Front Range, to our west. And because of that, Lakewood is one of those suburbs that doesn't have a single identity. You know, Wheat Ridge being much smaller, Lakewood does not have that centralized downtown area that Arvada and Littleton have. It is a missing piece that I certainly talk about to nauseam to some folks, that Lakewood doesn't have that. Now, why did I choose Lakewood? I mean, listen, I chose Lakewood, one, growing up here and wanting to be close to family, but I chose it for 3 reasons. First, mountain access. I mean, I can be on I-70, C-470, Hamden, or 285 into the mountains, 10 to 15 minutes, easy. Second, the variety. I can live near the foothills, I can get downtown, there are a ton of different neighborhoods, I can be in the middle of nowhere. There's just a lot of different selection and character depending on the neighborhoods of Lakewood you're in. And then for what you pay for the space, the location, and the outdoor access, Lakewood's price point can be very, very friendly, at least by the west side of town standards, where you have to understand there's only so much room between Denver and the mountains. There's only so much building they can do, so your price points on the west side of town tend to be higher. Now, again, as I started to mention, what do I wish that Lakewood had? I mean, I envy Arvada's Old Town. I envy Littleton's downtown. Lakewood doesn't have this true historic walkable downtown the way that those do. Belmar, which is pretty close to where I live, is our closest equivalent. It's got a great park, but it is a walking mall. No one is really going to Belmar to spend their entire day. So when my family is heading out, oftentimes we'll take my kiddo and we will head to Old Town Arvada, we'll head to Littleton, we'll head to Golden as well, which is not covered in this video, but those are the areas we really go to. Now, Lakewood does have some great access. I mean, you're close to everything. That's one of the key factors there. You know, we'll talk about Red Rocks and whatnot. Popular neighborhoods in Lakewood will include Green Mountain, which is actually the neighborhood that I was raised in. This is quintessential Lakewood. Single family homes from the 60s through the 1980s, mature trees. You got the Green Mountain Trail system literally in your backyard. It's established, it's well kept, it's genuine Colorado feel. Homes here are more affordable than some of the flashier neighborhoods you'll see. They hold strong value. Again, I mean, I am a homer. That's the neighborhood I grew in, and it's actually made me feel really good that over the last last several years, Green Mountain has been one of the most popular areas for, people moving west to explore. Up next, one of the rare pockets of new construction. You won't see a whole lot of new construction in Lakewood, but that is Solterra. This is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. This is a master plan community. It's tucked between Green Mountain and Red Rocks. So a lot of European-inspired architecture here. It's got a community clubhouse called The Retreat with an infinity pool. It's got tennis courts. It's got amphitheater. It's got organized community events. Home ranges, just plan on spending over $1 million to be in Solterra, unless you're in a small unit or a townhome, but odds are over $1 million. If you want newer construction and a resort-style amenity, this is going to be it as far as Lakewood goes, and Solterra is extremely popular for that. Other areas of interest, you've got Belmar. This is the urban center of Lakewood. Again, very close to where I am. This is where the old Villa Italia Mall that we used to go to as kids used to sit. Now it's a 22-block mixed-use district with condos, lofts, studios. A really cool area. As far as living. Do I wish it was more of a downtown area? Again, yes, but as close as we're gonna get. It's also got, all your shopping, all your restaurants, all your things. A couple other neighborhoods I would mention, check out Bear Creek. These are neighborhoods along the Bear Creek Greenbelt corridor. It's quieter, it's more nature focused. It's really great for people who want trails and open space right outside the door without necessarily paying Solterra price tags. And then one of the most popular neighborhoods, suburb neighborhoods, I should say, in all of Lakewood is Applewood. Now, Applewood basically straddles Golden, Lakewood, and a touch of Arvada there. You're talking beautiful mid-century homes on these large wooded lots. Many have been remodeled or rebuilt. And Applewood is known for having really strong schools and a charming neighborhood feel. Now, I will say, Solterra is probably, as far as new construction, the priciest of the bunch. Applewood, I shouldn't say priciest. Applewood is probably going to be dollar for dollar the most expensive area that you look at because of how desirable Applewood is for all those amenities. The access, the schools, the neighborhoods, the lot size, Applewood's probably the creme de la creme. And very quickly on schools, again, Jeffco schools in Lakewood, Green Mountain High School, Lakewood High School, a couple of others. Overall, very similar trends to what you've seen Alameda High School, not far from me here. So Lakewood and Wheat Ridge, of the two, tend to get beat up a bit more by the ranking systems. Although, again, I mentioned, it's hard to say in an entire city how schools or a school county is going to be rated, but Lakewood and Wheat Ridge do, for what it's worth, rank, based on these sites, lower than Arvada and Littleton. Probably tell that, not the smartest guy on the block, grew up in Lakewood. Amenities to fire off, it's not in Lakewood, but I'm going to cheat and tell you Red Rocks Amphitheater because of how quick our access to it. You've got Green Mountain Open Space, William Hayden Park, which is just acres and acres of trails, great to get outside. Bear Creek Lake, you got fishing, swimming, paddleboarding, camping, archery. Again, you've got the Belmar District. You've got Fox Hollow Golf Course out towards the foothills. So some fantastic amenities. Lakewood is home to 99 parks. We like to say 100, but technically I believe unless they just opened another one, it's 99. And now we get to Littleton, Colorado. And listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, the stat you're seeing as far as population is based on the incorporated area. So 45 to 50,000 people in the incorporated Littleton area, but unincorporated Golden stretches farther south, farther west, bordering on 140 to 150,000 people living in Littleton. About 6 in 10 people in Littleton own their home, one of the big distinctions I saw there. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Arvada's old town makes me envious, Littleton's downtown just breaks my heart, and I want to be as close to it as I possibly can. Historic Main Street Littleton is one of the most walkable downtowns in the entire metro area. Boutiques, restaurants, breweries, galleries, the Littleton Museum, which is fantastic. It's got this genuine small town feel and this just perfect shot. You look down Main Street and you've got all these businesses. You've got the melting pot right at the end and the mountains, the Rocky Mountains right behind it. It's just fantastic. And Littleton, much like Arvada, has that light rail system. I believe it's the C and D lines that go into downtown Littleton, so you can get over to Union Station pretty quick. The other defining feature of Littleton is that you have the South Platte River corridor. So you've got Hudson Gardens, you've got these areas that flow right through the town. You've got what they're constructing now is more of a river walk, if you will. Not quite there yet. Just some great amenities. Littleton, it's tough. You're probably going to hear it in my energy. It's tough not to say that Littleton is the best of the four, but we'll talk about reasons why and reasons why not. Now, as far as top neighborhoods, I mean, you have to start with historic downtown Littleton. That's the crown jewel. This is charming bungalows, updated Victorians. They're on smaller lots, but I mean, you're there because you're walkable to Main Street. So homes there typically price from $500,000 to $600,000 for a smaller townhome, up well over $1 million. And again, this area saw about a 20% year-over-year increase recently. It is by far the hottest pocket in Littleton. Now, I mentioned Littleton is unincorporated. There's a lot of areas outside of Littleton that won't show up when you just Google the town itself. So this includes Ken Carroll to the west. This is on the Front Range. This is a master planned community at the base of the foothills. There's over 4,000 homes, community pools, tennis courts, an equestrian center. It's got 4,800 acres of private open space with hiking and biking trails. And homes here are going to range from townhomes in the 400,000s to, again, homes well over $1 million. And this is premier family neighborhood, top of the list neighborhoods. Couple other to consider, you've got Columbine Knolls. This was established through the 60s into the 1980s. Again, you're talking mature trees, you're talking larger lots, you're often talking about a quarter acre or more. Really strong value here compared to like a Ken Carroll with homes in the 500 to 700 range still available. You can then move to an area such as Grant Ranch. This is a very family-friendly neighborhood with lakeside access on Marston Lake. One of my favorite neighborhoods to go and visit. You got walking trails, parks, good schools, again, as far as these ratings and based on the conversations I've had with people. And it's really a hidden gem because it's less talked about than Ken Carroll, but it offers, at least to some extent, a similar lifestyle. Now, south of all of this, south of Chatfield Reservoir, and again, unincorporated Littleton, is Sterling Ranch. This is the newest community on the list. It's sustainability focused, it's smart homes, it's modern amenities, including clubhouses, pools, food trucks, breweries. You got home ranging, again, from 400,000 townhomes to, again, over $1 million. I know I sound like a broken record here. Now, Sterling Ranch is brand new. We're talking in the last handful of years that most of these homes have been completed. So because of that, higher HOAs, you got a metro district. That same warning as Candelas in Arvada. You're gonna have, it's not just the home price. Look out for those HOAs and for those metro taxes. Now, schools, this is where Littleton separates itself a little bit because you've got Littleton Public Schools. It's its own district, separate from Jeffco, and it's consistently rated as one of the top school districts in the metro area. Amenities for Littleton are lengthy. You've got, obviously, Main Street downtown, one of my absolute favorite places. You've got Chatfield State Park, where you can go camping, you can go on the reservoir, trails, horseback riding. It's one of the best state parks in the metro area and one of our biggest bodies of water. You've got the South Platte River Trail. You've got Roxborough State Park, which looks like something out of Jurassic Park. It's fantastic. You've got Deer Creek Canyon Park. You've got Aspen Grove and Southwest Plaza, so some really cool shopping areas. And as I mentioned, you've got the Littleton Museum. Now let's quickly wrap with, at the end of the day, which one of these areas is the best. And listen, I'm just gonna go off my gut. I'm not even gonna talk about people who have moved here. So for me, best for families, Littleton. It's not even close. The combination of Littleton Public Schools, family-oriented neighborhoods like Ken Carroll and Columbine Knolls, the overall community structure, getting on an e-bike and just cruising around down to Breckenridge Brewery and over to downtown Littleton, it is phenomenal. Now, most walkable, I think this is a tie between Arvada and Littleton. Both have genuinely charming, walkable, like these historic downtowns that make you feel like you're in this real and warm community. It's not shopping centers, it's not a walking mall. I would say that Arvada's Old Town has the edge on breweries and nightlife, and I also like the fact that some of the roads have been blocked off to pedestrian only. It just has more traffic on the street, more people sitting around. It's got kind of this open area. I think that's been phenomenal. Littleton's downtown has the edge on like boutique shopping and cultural events. Overall, just from getting out and enjoying yourself, I would probably put Old Town Arvada above it. Now, best value for your dollar, I'm gonna stick at home and I'm gonna say Lakewood. Lowest median home price of the four, widest range of housing options from starter homes to luxury. You've got that direct access to Red Rocks, Green Mountain, I-70, downtown. You get more square footage and more outdoor access per dollar here than anywhere else on the list. So from a value standpoint, Lakewood is going to win. Now, from a best location, strategic location, as I mentioned during the video, I believe that's Wheat Ridge. If your priority is being close to everything without committing to one vibe or one type of neighborhood, Wheat Ridge sits like right on those crossroads. You have mountain access via I-70, you've got proximity to Sloan's Lake and the Highlands, and you've got the most affordable rental market of the four. So you kind of get the best of all worlds as far as location. Best mountain access, I mean, is literally debatable. They're all on the west side. I would still go with Lakewood for a couple reasons. One, I mean, Solterra and Green Mountain literally sit at the base of the foothills. And we have different access points. We can get up to I-70 pretty quick, but we could jump on 6th Avenue, which runs right through the heart of Lakewood. You're into the mountains. We could jump over to 285 if we're a little south, get right up into the mountains. So multiple access points. I think overall, it's not by much, but I think Lakewood wins when we talk about access to the mountains. And finally, as far as young professionals, I would probably give that edge to Arvada. I think the G-Line commuter rail to downtown is very helpful. The walkable Old Town scene's fantastic. It's got a very strong rental market that people enjoy. So again, pretty close, but I would give the edge to Arvada. So here's the bottom line. I mean, all four of these towns are as solid as it gets. If you're looking on the west side of town, Littleton, Lakewood, Arvada, Wheat Ridge, again, I mentioned they have some similarities. All are going to be fantastic. If you want a deeper dive into any of these towns individually, definitely check out my page. I've done videos on every single one of them, and at any time, happy to have a conversation with you about those towns. In the meantime, this is Destination Denver, Colorado. I'm your host, Jimmy Everett. That was our review, Arvada, Wheat Ridge, Lakewood, and Littleton, Colorado. Until I see you next time, peace.